The dim office reeked of stale coffee and burnt-out ambition. Syazwan leaned back in his worn leather chair, staring blankly at the stack of old case files on his desk. The rain outside clawed at the window, mimicking his restless mind. Another dead end, he muttered, rubbing his temples. He had spent the last week chasing a petty fraudster, a far cry from the thrilling high-stakes cases he once handled. But that life, working with a partner he thought was loyal, was gone. The betrayal still cut deeper than any wound. The sharp knock on the door startled him. For a moment he considered ignoring it. Most people came with their messy problems and empty wallets. "It's late," he grumbled, pulling himself to his feet. "Who even—" He opened the door to find a middle-aged couple drenched in the rain. The woman clutched a soaked handbag to her chest, her tear-streaked face trembling with barely contained grief. The man stood stiffly beside her, his hands balled into fists. "And Syazwan?" the man asked, his voice low but firm. "That depends. What do you want?" Syazwan replied, his tone colder than he intended. The woman broke into a sob. "It's our daughter, Almera. She's dead. She's—" Syazwan stepped aside, ushering them in. He handed them a couple of towels before motioning them toward the chairs by his desk. "Start from the beginning," he said, his voice softening just slightly. The woman's hands trembled as she pulled out a photograph from her handbag. "This is her, our Almera." Syazwan glanced at the photo, a young woman smiling brightly in front of a cafe. Her eyes held a spark of life that no longer existed. He set the photo on the desk and leaned forward. "She was found at Manara Jambasar," the man said, his voice breaking. "The police think it's suicide, but that's not our girl. She wouldn't do that." Syazwan studied their faces. Desperation, pain, a flicker of guilt. He sighed and leaned back. "Why come to me? Surely the police—" "They've given up!" the woman snapped, her tears giving way to frustration. "They say there's no evidence, no leads, but I know—" Her voice cracked. "I know my Almera didn't do this to herself. She wouldn't leave us like this. Please, you have to help us." Syazwan's jaw tightened. He wanted to say no, to avoid the heartache that came with cases like these. But something about the way the woman clung to hope stirred a sense of duty he couldn't ignore. He picked up the photo again, studying Almera's smile. "What brought you to that tower, Almera? And who wanted to silence you?" "All right," Syazwan said finally. "I'll take the case, but I need everything you know, about her, her friends, her routine, anything unusual in the days leading up to her death." The man nodded. "Thank you, N6 Syazwan. We'll tell you everything.